Modern financial scammers operate with a distinct geographic advantage. By launching attacks from call centers thousands of miles away, shielded by spoofed IP addresses and encrypted networks, they remain outside the immediate reach of local police. But that digital armor has a specific logistical vulnerability. The money is stolen digitally, but it cannot be extracted that way. As this diagram shows, data moves instantly across borders, but attempting to wire millions of stolen dollars through international banking systems stops dead at automated security flags. To bypass these digital banking tripwires, overseas networks are forced to convert theft into tangible assets, demanding their victims prepare large sums of cash or physical gold. This requirement creates a significant logistical hurdle. A foreign scammer cannot reach through a monitor to collect gold coins. The operation requires someone to physically walk up to the victim's front door. This was the role of 22-year-old Atharva Satwai. Living illegally in Tampa, Florida, he served as the physical hands for an $8 million international fraud syndicate. Stepping out of the digital shadow to collect physical wealth creates a connection between an anonymous network and a real-world location. It is the moment the syndicate's untouchable status ends. The syndicate's trap began with a believable small-scale crisis. A target would receive a call regarding a fabricated $100 PayPal transfer error that supposedly needed to be corrected immediately. Once the target engaged, the script pivoted to aggression. Callers transitioned from fake refund requests to severe threats, claiming the victim was under investigation by government officials for unpaid back taxes. The strategy relies on a deliberate induction of panic. By flooding the victim with conflicting instructions and legal threats, the scammers aim to bypass the critical thinking skills of their elderly targets. As the victim's fear peaks, the scammers offer a solution. Protect your life savings from government seizure by withdrawing the funds and converting them into untraceable physical wealth. In this specific operation, an 83-year-old man was successfully coerced into purchasing 68 gold coins with a total value of $200,000. The scammers then dictated a rigid physical protocol. The victim was forced to pack the gold into a specific box and send a photograph of the package as proof before the runner was dispatched for the pickup. By weaponizing a $100 digital lie, the operation systematically manipulated a victim into handing over a $200,000 physical asset. Atharva Satwai traveled to the victim's home expecting a routine payout. For each pickup, he earned between $800 and $1,200. A commission, he later admitted, was too easy to resist. But the syndicate made a critical error in judgment. Just before the scheduled pickup, the overseas callers contacted the victim again, demanding an additional $200,000. The absurdity of this secondary demand broke the scammer's psychological hold. The victim grew suspicious, hung up the phone, and contacted local law enforcement. Police quickly organized a sting. They guided the victim to maintain the digital illusion, keeping the scammers on the phone to ensure the runner would still arrive as planned. The digital and physical worlds collided when Atharva arrived at the door. As he reached for the box, he was immediately apprehended by waiting officers. The irony is systemic. The entire multi-million-dollar operation relied on cultivating a specific fear, but the network's own greed ultimately shattered that control. Arresting a physical runner is about more than stopping a single crime. It provides investigators with a tangible device containing the network's operational data. Checking Atharva's phone revealed a log of 30 similar pickups across multiple states. This allowed investigators to trace the supply chain upward to money laundering contacts in a Chicago hub. From there, the wealth was transferred to the syndicate's masterminds in India. The physical evidence resulted in a conviction by a federal jury for wire fraud conspiracy and money laundering. Atharva now faces a sentence of up to 20 years in prison. Before this sting, the syndicate had successfully extracted at least $8 million from elderly citizens, often taking their entire life savings. No matter how borderless or digitally complex these networks become, they cannot escape the physics of wealth. The requirement to move physical value through a human runner ensures these syndicates are never entirely untouchable.